spoilers for everything. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you understand what the fucking webcomic is about. Hi everybody, my name's Luke.
And I'm Roman.
And today's episode is Homestuck, because, you tell from the video title what this is about. And, Roman, what date is it today?
Today is March 3rd.
That's right, April 13th. You know what that day means if you've read Homestuck. It's a pretty popular, it's whenever Homestuck started and ended, and the main character's birthday, and a bunch of other shit that's important to Homestuck.
I just want to say that I know nothing about Homestuck. I know Luke is a big fan, and we did an episode on AI art and NFTs, which was something that I was really passionate about. So this is Luke's takeover episode. So I don't know how much I'll have to contribute, but I thought I'd be here for moral support and to get a good understanding of what Homestuck is finally.
And I want you to ask questions.
Oh, I will try if I can keep track of everything.
Alright. Now, where did I begin? Homestuck is a online webcomic that started in April 13th, 2009 and ended April 13th, 2016, made by Andrew Hussey and several other people, with even Toby Fox contributing to it.
Because Toby Fox was... Did he make Undertale or just the music?
Yeah, he made
Undertale.
Yeah, he had other people contribute as well with some sprites, I believe.
And how did he contribute to Homestuck?
Toby Fox made a lot of music for Homestuck, along with several other musicians. That being said, Toby Fox was working on Undertale while he was living in Andrew Hussey's basement, which is the creator of Homestuck.
Oh, so they know each other?
Yeah, they know each other.
Okay. What about the FNAF guy? It's the same kind of type of internet culture. So.
No, I don't think they know each other.
What's his name? Scott?
Coffin?
Yeah.
I don't think they know each other. It surprised me. What is Homestuck? I just want to real quickly say, I am not going to be talking about Homestuck 2 or the Homestuck epilogues, because I don't like them, so I'm just going to pretend that they are not canon and are not integral to the story of Homestuck.
Okay. How long do you think this is going to be? With just part 1?
Honestly, I don't think it's going to take that long at all.
Okay.
I'm not going to... It's not like I'm gonna give a summary of each and every act and the intermissions. I'm just gonna be giving a general overview of what Homestuck is for you to have a better understanding of it. And yeah.
And not just me, but the viewers too.
And the viewers too. Now, Homestuck had some off and on again breaks in between postings, so it would be a few panels every other week or something, with the longest period without any update being 1 year, from October 16th, 2013 to October 16th, 2014.
Was there a reason for that, being such similar dates?
No, I mean, if I was in... Nah, I don't think there was a reason for it.
Was it a particularly big chunk of new stuff?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, I would like to add this, that I got into Homestuck after it was already completed, but before the epilogues came out. So I was not present whenever Homestuck went into this gigapause.
And you may have already said this before, but where was it uploaded? As what? Originally?
it was posted as a webcomic on the MS Paint Adventures website.
Front page of the internet, everybody.
Well, where would you post a webcomic then?
I don't know, what year was this?
2009.
I mean, YouTube was there. Have an image slideshow or something.
And another interesting note about Homestuck is the webcomic also has flash animations in it, which at some point, one of the most popular ones that everybody was waiting on this to come out, and as soon as it came out, a bunch of people just flocked to the video, and it crashed not only the MS Paint website, but also Newgrounds and several other websites from people just going straight to the Flash and trying to watch it as soon as possible.
I don't want to derail your train of thought here, but like, what you're talking more about, like, kind of what it is and the
I'm
the
going to
form?
be getting into the plot.
Yeah, what is it about Homestuck that you think drives so much anticipation and like fan behavior, you know?
It's very well written.
Okay.
I mean, and it has like great
I wouldn't know,
character.
but okay.
It has great art, great music, great story, mostly great characters. There's a few I'm a bit iffy on. Now I guess I should start getting into what Homestuck actually is. Okay, so Homestuck is really just broken down into 7 acts with 7 sections with several intermissions in between each one. Now, the story starts off with John Egbert, the main character, with his 3 friends, Rose, Dave, and Jade, all playing this video game where they could interact with the real world through their computer. They could use their mouse to move their best friend's bed that is 200 miles away.
Who made such a game, or is that a secret reveal later on?
No one knows.
Okay, still?
It's not like the game isn't who made it. Nobody really made it. It just appears.
Okay.
The game is actually a device used to create new universes, and
Oh, it's like the thing you were telling me about yesterday.
we'll be getting to that.
Okay.
But anyways, John, Dave, Rose, and Jade all start to play this game, and they have to get through the very beginning before they can actually enter their game session, which involves them creating an item so that it would teleport them and their house away into this other world.
Okay, so
God,
that's
there's
why
so
it's called
much.
Homestuck.
Yes,
I've never quite gotten a straight answer as to why it's called Homestuck. All I see is these gray horned characters running around and
We'll be getting to that.
have different colored blood.
But no, they're literally stuck at their house. There's so much to explain. It's hard to.
No, that's why you should have did notes.
I almost did, but I've been busy. I've been very busy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I should probably mention. Whenever they start playing this game, their home world is destroyed, so Earth is gone at this point.
Another pretty big deal I didn't know about, but okay.
Yeah, and every world that plays this game has something called a first guardian, which we'll be getting back to that.
Okay.
And so each player has their own planet that they're stuck on, and all these planets are stuck in this place called the paradox space. It's stuck in paradox space.
Okay.
and they're all surrounding this one giant planet, which is a giant chessboard. We'll be getting into that, and which has 2 moons, Durst and Prospit. Now, once you enter the game, you'll have something called a dream self, which is essentially your lifeline. It's like a second life. Anytime you go asleep, you'll wake up in as your dream self in one of the 2 planets, either Durst or Prospit, which has these...
Or those are moons, you said, of the checkerboard planet.
Yes.
Okay.
And on each planet, they have these living beings there. I can't tell if they're like... They're the same species, but like different colored. The white ones live on Prospit, the black ones live on Durst. That sounds wrong. They're meant to represent chess pieces, so it's not some type of allegory or metaphor.
It didn't sound wrong until you said that, but okay.
Well, then you could just cut it out and we won't have to deal with it. But they're meant to represent chess pieces, which is why... Oh shit, wait, is that Skya? God, I really should have
This is
done...
your thing.
I really should have read like a summary of Homestuck, because it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've read it.
Oh, you said the big like white creatures. I think I've seen those. Were they also in like what was it? Hive Swap? They were in something like big like white like.
Oh,
like a
you're
polar
talking
bear.
about the Lucis.
Yeah.
That's not them.
I am trying. All right.
All right, now both Durst and Prospit have a king and a queen who are like a king and queen on Durst, a king and queen on Prospit, and they're at war with with each other. So Durst is at war with Prospit, and Prospit's at war with Durst.
Couldn't you just say they were at war with each other?
I think that is what I said, was it not?
Okay.
Anyways, I forgot to mention, whenever the players, this is gonna be the worst summary of Homestuck on the internet. I hope you know this.
Do you want? But before we started this, I told Luke, I was like, look at what your peers are doing. Look up other Homestuck video essays that explain all the lore. Beat them. Do better, and I will edit it for you and upload it. Do we instead want to brand this as the worst explanation of Homestuck on the internet?
I'd be fine with that title.
Okay.
I accept that.
Okay, that'll be the title.
Because I did none of the things you asked me to.
I asked you to do these things because I'm editing, I'm uploading, I'm doing all the behind the scenes work. Set up. But okay, we'll go with that.
Whenever you enter the game, before you do that, and before you enter Paradox Space and get your own planet, you're supposed to do this thing where you're supposed to prototype the kernel sprite, which is just...
Okay. What?
So it's this like glowing orb, and you're supposed to throw something in, and whatever thing you throw in, it will help you later on in the future, but it would also modify the Prospit people and the Durst people. So, for example, John, the main character, throws a giant clown stuffed animal thing into the kernel sprite, and now all of them are just wearing like jester clothing. All the Durst and Prospits and the imps, which the imps, I'm not sure if they're like Durst people or if they're just something else.
They're in a gray area between.
They're like the main enemies that the 4 players fight.
So they're completely separate?
They might be.
I'm just trying to figure out our main players here. With the Durst, we have the Prospect, we have the 4 players, our main characters,
Yes.
and imps, which are an antagonizing force.
Correct.
Okay.
And now, the main goal of the game is to create a new universe, which is a responsibility put onto one of the players of the games. They do this by taking a bunch of frogs, and the universe is a frog, by the way.
Which isn't too far-fetched, because there's a lot of mythologies that state that the universe is like, or like the world is on the back of a turtle or something, so.
Yeah. So they have to do like a bunch of DNA shit, trying to figure out how to make the frog universe out of all the frogs they have on this one little planet. And then...
Wait, okay, take a step back. So why is the goal to make a new universe? To get back to to restart Earth? To go back to Earth? Since it was destroyed?
No, there's no going back to Earth. It's fucking gone.
Okay,
the goal is just to make a new universe. And
because the one they're in now is bad? Because of the imps?
The paradox space is not a universe. It is quite literally almost infinite nothingness with whatever planets that spawn whenever they enter the game, the 2 moons, and the Skya in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is there.
So it's just enough to like get by. It's not really living.
Correct.
Okay, I see.
I mean, you could probably live on 4 planets for the rest. Now, an optional goal for the players is to become a god. If they
an option.
On each of their planets and inside their respective moons, whether Prospit or Durst, there is either their quest bed or I want to say quest tomb or something. Basically, what they have to do is find their respective little stone slab to lay down on, and then they have to die on it. Once they die, they'll unlock their god tier and be resurrected. They'll have a class and an aspect that defines what their power is and how they use it.
Now, can just these main characters do that, or can the people of the 2 moons?
No. It's just the players that get this.
Just the players, okay.
Yeah.
And then when you say wait to die, they just have to sit there until it happens?
No, they either have somebody kill them or they kill themselves.
Okay.
Unalive themselves.
I don't think anybody cares anymore.
Alright. As for the aspects, which is like they're like the core elements of the universe. The aspects are breath, life, light, time, heart, rage, blood, doom, void, space, mind, and hope.
And these relate to the respective blood colors, correct?
No. We'll be getting to
I thought that was going to be the one thing I knew.
The aspects are what powers they'll get after dying on the quest beds, while the classes define how they use these powers, and the classes are Muse, Air, Page, Seer, Rogue, Bard, Sylph, Maid, Knight, Mage, Thief, Prince, Witch, and Lord. And when I say heir, I mean like H-E-I-R, like they're gonna inherit something. And so once they die on that quest bed, they get insane godlike powers and a conditional immortality. As long as their death is neither heroic or just, then they'll essentially resurrect themselves.
Okay. I also see in this chart you pulled up that some are green and some are red. What does that mean?
Whether the way they use their power is either active or passive, such as like the Seer, they'll have like some type of oracle-like powers that relate to their given element, such as the Seer of Light. They'll see the path to the best outcome, while the Seer of Mind will see the outcome of choices, such as if you did X instead of Y, what would happen. I believe. There's never really... Homestuck doesn't give you a good explanation on what each class does or what each aspect does. It's mostly like, alright, here you go. Figure it out from what the main characters are doing.
So maybe this really isn't that bad of a video essay about Homestuck if, like, there's not even too much straightforward canon.
There is canon, it's just... it's complicated.
Okay.
Now, another goal they have to complete in this game is for one of the players to create themselves and their parents. Which... let me explain. All of the main characters are actually clones of their parents. Like, okay, one of the characters has this machine that can lock onto any person from any point in time and space. They just have to, like, look for them. So the main character, John, used the machine to try and teleport his parents there and his friend's parents, but it did not work. Instead, all he got was like a bunch of jello that is their like parents' DNA.
Ew.
Which,
that's like nasty.
when I say DNA, I'm not talking about...
No, I mean like just the thought of like this pile of jelly right here is the genetic makeup of your mother and father.
It gets worse.
Like, I just imagine, like, a pile of, like, organs and, like, a jello mold.
And then, so, the 4 jello DNA stuff.
But if we're really calling it jello, there's no, like, term for it?
Ectoplasm?
Okay.
I mean, he is called an ectobiologist because of it. So anyway, this jello, of his parents and his friend's parents is blended together and then turned into 8 children, like babies, which are then put onto meteors and then shot into the past to Earth.
Now, why is that?
So that they will be there to play the game.
So it's a repeating
like-
cycle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of like a cycle, because if he didn't do that, he would be a paradox, because then he wouldn't exist to play the game.
But let me get this straight. So once they're in this void, once they play the game and they're sent to this new place, this new universe.
Well, it's not the new universe.
It's not a universe,
Paradox
it's like
space.
paradox space.
The space in between
They
universes.
play the game and they're sent to the paradox space. A liminal space, almost.
Yeah.
Next episode, y'all. And so the goal is to then make clones of yourself and your parents.
Yes, but your parents are sent to a different universe. Not the same one you're in. Or we're from. We'll be getting into that.
You can stop me if this is going to be explained later, but why are clones needed to be sent back?
Because without the clones, then they would not exist.
So it's not like a timeline thing, it's like
If
always they have been sent back in time.
They've always
Okay.
been sent back in
Okay.
time.
Okay, I get it now. Maybe.
Although the parents are sent to a different... The baby version of their parents are sent to a different universe, not the one they were from. I'll be getting into that.
Okay.
That's the main 4 characters. And they are from Universe B1. They are the beta kids.
Okay.
Now, we're gonna have to go to Universe A2 to bring up our next cast, the Trolls, which there are 12 of them. I'm not gonna go over their fucking names because I want to get through the Trolls as quick as possible.
I thought they were like the whole point. I thought they were Homestuck.
They're characters in Homestuck.
I think they're the most popular from like an outsider's perspective.
Well, I mean, would you rather cosplay as a pasty-ass white boy or a gray alien from a violent, war-conquering species?
That's true, I already am a pasty-ass white boy. So, can you at least explain the naming convention? Because I know that's relatively simple.
Oh, okay. All the humans, their first name has 4 letters, while the trolls, their names are 6 letters for their first name and 6 letters for their last name.
Gotcha.
I'm surprised you knew about that.
Well, I know Carcat, and I see Carcat. Carcat Vantos?
Yes, we'll be getting into that.
Okay.
Now, the Troll Society is... They're separated by a blood caste, and what I mean is they can be born with like 13 different blood colors. However, one of them is a mutant blood, which is killed on sight. That is Carcat. He's supposed to be killed on sight, but he's managed to get to a certain age without dying. I should mention all the characters when they begin a game are 13 years old. So that's not like a requirement. It's just they were all 13 and friends and they played the game. Coincidence. So yeah, the trolls, they are separated by their blood color, which is like the hemo spectrum, which... Okay.
I'm sorry, everyone. He just typed in troll into Google and got the Trolls movie. Expecting blood colors. There we go.
Okay. So,
there we go.
In order, the colors...
Is that candy red?
That's not the official name for it. Just ignore that. Fuck. Where... Blood colored...
Yeah, truly, how...
God damn it.
I thought this was like the thing about Homestuck. Like, is it... What is that?
They're not... Oh, actually, no, that might be... That might help. So, Carcat, who's the leader of his... Okay, hold up. I said there was 13 colors. One of them is the mutant blood color that Carcat is, and another one is extinct. So officially, there are 11 blood colors in their little society, and 1 mutant blood color. Carcat being the, and depending, it's like on a scale. If you're closer to this one end of the scale, you're like killed by the dozen because the higher ups could basically do whatever they want. It goes with the mutant blood at the bottom, followed up by rust bloods, which is like red but not crimson like us, which then goes to bronze. The bronze have the bronze are mostly farmers. Some of them have like psychic abilities to talk to animals and shit.
Is it actually shiny like bronze, or is it just the color?
It's just the color.
Okay.
Then the next would be yellow. They are one of the most powerful psionics, and they are often used unwillingly as batteries for the Empire. So, you know,
troll batteries?
They're actually Alternians, but they're called trolls by the humans.
Okay.
Olives are like the muscle. They're strong. As the scale goes up, they'll be stronger, harder to kill, and live longer with more powers. The olives, olive blood colors, they're mainly like the meat shields of their society. Followed up by the jades, which are like they take care of the mother grub, which I'll explain in a moment. Followed up by the teal, which are like the lawyers. And then cerulean. Okay, so like teal on up are like the higher class. Ceruleans, I'm not exactly sure what they do, nor am I sure what the indigos do. But then the purple bloods, they're like the religious leaders, and they're all clowns. The religion of their planet is clown church.
Oh, so actual clowns.
Yes.
Real clowns.
And it is canon that their afterlife does in fact exist. The clown afterlife does exist.
Okay. Cool. It's pretty rad.
And then the highest two blood colors are sea dwellers. They live in the ocean. The violets, and then the fuchsia. Now, they both live underwater. However, the fuchsia, there's only like 1 or 2 every generation, and they are the very top of the royalty. They're like next in line to be the empress or the emperor.
Is that why some of them have like frills or like gills?
Fins? Yeah. That would be the violet and the fuchsia.
Why not the teal and cerulean ones? Anyway, does this relate any to the aspects we talked about a little bit ago?
No. It has nothing to do with the aspects.
They all have their own respective colors, but none of which relate to... Okay.
Yeah, the aspects are like personality quizzes, while this is like their blood type.
Okay.
So...
And is the mutant blood a different color?
It's crimson red.
It is the crimson one. Okay.
Yeah. And so, the trolls from Universe A2, each of their 12 players represents one of these 12 blood types. And they play the game, and essentially they fail because a monster that came from... Okay. They are from Universe A2, the trolls.
Yeah.
And the main 4 are from Universe B1. And the characters, the trolls, created the B1 universe, and they were supposed to enter that universe and basically become the gods of that universe, which is the main prize once you win. But they failed to enter it because right before they did, the main boss from Universe B1 that the humans made came into Universe A2 and stopped them. Not for any good reason, just because he's an asshole.
What was the boss?
Okay, so, as you know the kernel sprites, how they're prototyped an item and it like changes their entire race?
Yes.
Okay, so the king and queen of the Durson Prospects, they have rings that like give them a 1-to-1 power from the kernel sprites. So like all the other Durson Prospect people, while they were changed by what was prototyped by the kernel sprite, it's not like they have the full power. It's like only a little bit.
Okay.
And the reason why this boss was so strong was because Jade accidentally had her dog be prototyped, and her dog is actually the first guardian of Earth, which means that he is powered by the green sun, and he could just teleport and is incredibly strong.
Okay, so the dog is the boss?
No.
What is the boss?
A Dursite.
What does that look like?
Have you seen a bug? They're like humanoid.
Have you seen a bug?
They have. It's not skin. It's like a carapace.
Yeah,
It's like a bug carapace.
Yeah.
It's black.
Yeah.
and he has the king's ring on him, he has the queen's ring on him, because he kind of like revolted and cut off her finger and took it. Okay. Which means that he now...
I'm sorry. You mentioned we have to get past this first. You mentioned a green sun giving the dog the power to teleport.
Okay.
What's the green sun? Does it relate to the green blood?
No.
Okay.
First, let me get into the First Guardians. The First Guardians are basically set on each planet that is set to play the game to ensure that the events happen and they do end up playing the game to create a new universe.
I don't mean to interrupt again, but so does that imply that the Alternians, the trolls, created the game?
No. The game came out on their planet as well. They also have a First Guardian who is much more than he seems. He's more than just the First Guardian, and his nickname is Mr. Vanilla Milkshake.
That's the green guy, right?
That's Lord English. We'll be getting into that.
Damn it.
Lord English is kind of Mr. Vanilla Milkshake, but not at the same time. It's like a Voldemort says.
I think we need Andrew Hussey here. I think that's the only way we can get through this, but please continue.
So, the First Guardians are powered by the green sun, which is this giant star that was created whenever two universes collapsed at once. It is all the energy from two universes in one giant ball of fire.
So it's not really a sun, it's just like a singularity.
A giant green star, yes. Okay. Which I might mention, the green sun is the product of both Universe Universe A2 and B1 exploding in the future.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it. I do get that
And the First Guardians, despite being in the past, since the green sun exists, they're powered by it.
I want you to know I'm really trying. I really am.
Now, for the trolls, whenever the 12 of them entered the game, they originally did it like they were going to be split into a team of 6, and it would be like the first one to the...
Does that say reach around?
Oh yeah. It's the it's the Mobius double reach around. For like, that's like how they planned out on the order.
Do you realize, I know you like roll your eyes every time I bring up Marvel, but do you realize Tony Stark has a line where he's like, Friday, bring up Mobius strip inverted. Well,
the Mobius strip is a shape.
I know, but like, it's the exact same time travel concept.
This isn't time travel, this is their like order of who's entering in the game. Which, there's 12 of them, so they have to plan it, because like, each person... I'm not going to explain everything, just roll with it, please. I know I brought you here to ask questions, but this isn't the relevant stuff here.
Just trying to understand. Oh my god.
Okay, speed running it, 12 trolls enter the game. They one of them, called Vriska, she did everything wrong. Don't at me, you know it's true. Vriska did everything wrong, and she is responsible for the impossible to kill boss that came from Universe B1 and prevented them from entering it from Universe A2.
The Black Bug.
Black Bug Dog Man.
Got it.
Because he took on the features of the First Guardian, which was a dog.
Not the same thing, but took the features of the teleporting dog. Okay.
Right. Now, Universe B2 trolls, Universe A2 trolls failed to get into the universe because of boss that came from Universe B1 that prevented them from getting in. So now the Universe A2 trolls are trying to help the Universe B1 humans to get them into their new universe that they're going to create. The problem is the universe B1 humans fail to create their new universe. So what they have to do is they have to reset their own universe, which results in universe B2 coming into fruition, where instead of the 4 main characters playing the game, it is actually their parents as teenagers playing the game.
And that wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, if you do everything correctly, you don't have to reset the universe.
Okay.
So, but it did end up happening, which is why the baby clones of their parents were sent to a different universe. They were sent to universe B2 so that they could play the game.
Okay.
And the first guardian for universe B2 is a cat that was made whenever Rose had a schizophrenic meltdown and wrote the entire genetic sequence of the cat into her book. And instead of like a ATGC kind of code, it's MEOW. And then a Dursite from the future of universe B1 found that book and used the same machine that John used to create clones of himself and his friends and their parents, and used that machine to type in manually the genetic code of the first guardian, which is a cat here, and the cat was then sent to universe B2.
Can I just say, it would make the situation so much easier if the B2s and A1s just had names. Why can't we just name these? It's getting hot in here.
Intermission time. We're going to talk about the intermission, which is integral to the story. Kind of. Fuck. Okay. There's another species. There's 2 more species of aliens I have to talk about. The leprechauns, also known as the felt, and the cherubs. Okay, so now the felt, they're green, fuzzy. How many balls are in a game of pool? You know, like where you hit the cue ball.
There's like 4 on the bottom, right? So then there's 4, 3.
I'll just Google it.
2, 1. So it's 10 balls in pool. How many balls in the pool?
I'm sorry, my head is kind of fried here. 16 balls.
I was wrong.
Okay. So there are 16 members of the felt, and each of them.
Why does it correlate? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Just keep going.
There's 16 members of the felt, and they each have their own time powers. The only ones that are, I'm going to explain a few of them. One of them is so strong he can punch you into next week, which
I bet that means literally.
it is.
Yeah.
Another 2, they're like willingly put themselves into a time capsule, and they wait however minutes they set the time capsule to wait, and then they get out, and they're like invulnerable inside that time capsule, but they can't do anything, so it's kind of useless. And then one of them doesn't even have any powers. He just has a crowbar that is unbreakable. And then
Like Gordon Freeman.
yeah, sure. And he's the smart one of the group.
Okay.
The 8-ball is a lady, and if she dies, that universe is destroyed. There's another one where he has a little voodoo doll with 16 pins in it, and if he takes out one of the pins, then that means that person died in that universe. So, like, for the felt, there's that felt person died in that universe.
He
so,
takes
like,
out the pin, they die?
yeah, if he takes out the pin, they die.
Seems like it'd be the other way around.
Well, they don't drop dead. It's just that he is transported to a universe where they are dead. Or, well, timeline. Timelines and universes are different things. Shit. One of them is extremely fast, like the Flash. One of them's extremely slow. One of them could see where people are going to be in the future. Another one could see where they were in the past. And one of them, he is like, what's like the male version of a seamstress?
Seamster.
He's a seamster
I don't know.
for their boss's coat, which is the fabric of the universe, if I'm remembering correctly. Essentially, a group of 4 not trolls, a group of 4 Dursites, at least I think they're Dursites. There's no planet Durs from the universe they're in, which...
But they look like Dursites.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Vanilla Milkshake is the cue ball, by the way.
Okay.
But he's not part of the film, kind of. Okay. So, he's trying to kill all of them because it's like they're both a group of mobsters and they're at war with each other. Anyways, he succeeds in killing the 8-ball, which is Snowman. She's a woman, which destroys their universe, which is one of the 2 universes that explodes to create the Green Sun, which is universe universe A2, where the trolls live. And
that
then
universe exploded to create the sun.
in the future.
Okay.
And actually, the reason why the boss from Universe A1 came into Universe B2 was so that he could destroy Universe A1 from the outside, which is a giant frog, using something called the Red Miles, which is cancer.
Did you know there's an episode of Doctor Who where there is a sentient universe that is a frog?
Yes. And so Universe A1 is destroyed alongside Universe A2 is destroyed alongside Universe B1, which creates the Green Sun. But they all escaped because neither the trolls or humans are there. They're in paradox space, and they're heading towards the game session of Universe B2, which is their parents as children playing the game. And they're traveling at the speed of light, and it's going to take them 3 years to get there. I should mention, a lot of the trolls have died because they've been killing each other. We're going to Universe B2 now, which is Roxy, Dirk, Jane, and Jake. And two of them are in the future of that planet Earth. 2 of them are in the past. The ones in the future are the only 2 living humans left alive because
Anyway.
The troll Empress came to Earth after her species was wiped out, and then she flooded Earth. And she's evil, and she's also Betty Crocker. Betty Crocker's the Sea Witch, and the Sea Witch is the troll lady that destroyed Earth.
Was Cocaine the co-author of this?
You know the members of the Insane Clown Posse? They're evil and working for Betty Crocker, and they became the presidents of the United States of America.
Andrew Hussey is also an insane clown, right?
I don't know.
I mean, we've all seen the pictures.
Okay, gotta admit, he kind of rocks that look.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about it, yeah.
I forgot to mention, Andrew Hussey has a self-insert in the story, which is him that is aware of the goings-ons of the webcomic.
See, self-inserts aren't bad, people. Keep that in mind.
He killed Mr. Vanilla Milkshake, which freed Lord English, which I'll get to Lord English. The four of them, from Universe B2, the Alpha Kids,
Yes.
instead of having a Black Queen from Durst to kill as the final boss, they instead have the Betty Crocker, the Sea Witch, the Troll Empress as their final boss, and she's not affected by prototyping of kernel sprites, which doesn't matter since they didn't prototype anything, which normally would make their game session null and
Wait a
they
second.
failed.
Betty Crocker is a dairy brand. It's not a person.
In this universe, it is, and she's a troll who is.
I was thinking, like, the entire time you were saying that, I was thinking of Betsy Ross, and I was like, oh yeah, that would be funny if, like, some troll was secretly involved with the Foundation of America. No, Betty Crocker makes butter.
Wait, no, she doesn't make. Well, she might make. Butter.
The company Betty Crocker makes butter.
They also make baking stuff, like
Yeah.
the dust you add in the bowl and mix stuff.
Baking soda, yeah.
Not baking soda, baking
Flour?
powder, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I just figured, you know, that this person that doesn't exist is a very important character, you know.
The trolls and the humans from universe A2 and B1 are traveling at the speed of light to meet up into the paradox space of universe A2, where they'll meet up with the Alpha Kids, and they'll create their new universe there and win the game. However, there's another race of aliens I have to bring up called the Cherubs. Cherubs are long-lived. They live inside black holes. They can turn into giant snakes. And the way I guess they reproduce asexually. What happens is whenever two cherubs, adult cherubs, meet each other, they turn into giant snakes and fight to the death. The loser becomes an egg which hatches into a new cherub which has a split personality disorder, one of them being from the losing troll and one of them being from the winning troll, and they have to fight each other to see who will be the dominant personality and become the true cherub.
The personality disorder is definite.
Yeah. No.
Okay. See, that seems like
less a personality disorder and like two minds living in one body.
Okay. I mean, this is the normalest thing we've heard so far, so yeah, that makes sense.
I don't remember what universe they're from.
It matters at this point.
However, a troll by the name of Gamzee, that fucker, he's the clown guy. He kind of raised them. Somehow he got into that universe.
He's a clown guy and he's a troll, so that means that he is a
purple blood. The cherubs are important here. Is Cowborn? No. Wait. I think it's Cowborn. That might be the dog. It's Cowborn and Calliope, and they're fighting each other. Cowborn wins in almost every timeline except one, in which he plays the game by himself, the game to create a new universe by himself, which kind of changes how the rules of the game start, and he becomes a god. He destroys the clock that determines if his death is just or heroic. using the crowbar he got from the felt person, who is actually his lackeys. He also has the ability to kill ghosts permanently.
Because we've established that the afterlife does exist.
This is a different afterlife. Anybody that plays the game and dies are put into these things called dream bubbles, where they can interact with alternate versions of themselves that also died playing the game.
Okay.
And he can kill them, which isn't really relevant, but he can. Speaking of which, there's this, I guess Patreon thing, where if you paid $1,000, you could have your own fan troll put into the webcomic. 2 people paid for it, and
Were they an actual character or just like in the background?
they were like center view of the picture, but they never talked. Because they were killed in 3 panels. They were killed instantly. These 2 people paid $1,000.
I guess you have to like assume that these people know what they're getting themselves into when they give Andrew Hussey their money. Just based on what I'm hearing.
Okay. Essentially, Cowborn becomes a god, and his plan is to destroy Paradox Space. But he was stopped by the future versions of the humans from Universe B1, I want to say. He's stopped by them and sealed away.
Because they want to go to the Paradox Space.
Well, if Paradox Space is destroyed, you know, in between space, between all universes.
Then when they play the game, it's just nothingness?
I guess.
Okay.
Essentially, they're trying to stop him from destroying Paradox Space. And they time traveled into the past to prevent him from doing that, so he's sealed away. But throughout the game, he is unsealed whenever Andrew Hussey kills the first Guardian of Universe A2, which is Mr. Vanilla Milkshake, aka the Cue Ball. Yeah. John Egbert, the leader of the humans of Universe B1, the Beta Kids. Okay, so the trolls from A2, humans from B1, end up meeting the humans at B2, trying to fight the Batter Witch, the troll empress there, and they lose. Everyone's dead except for John. Except John does something. He finds a magical artifact, and he sticks his arm into it, which gives him the power to time travel without causing paradoxes. So he can just retcon everything that has happened in the past 3 years and prevent them from losing to the Empress.
Okay. How does he survive the attack in the first place? He's just a guy, right?
He kind of slept through the fight.
Okay. So he didn't really survive it, he just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so basically, he races that fight from ever happening, prevents a certain person from dying, which is Vriska. Fuck her, she did everything wrong. And so they have a second fight with her. Now, I mentioned that Cowborn won against his sister in every universe but one. In that one, she is the one who plays the game and becomes a god, and her job is to stop Cowborn from winning. Cowborn is also powered by the green sun, I should mention.
For any particular reason, or?
Maybe.
Okay.
What she does is she creates a giant black hole capable of destroying the green sun. That is the mass of 2 universes.
Yes.
And I should mention, not if we just ignore the epilogues.
I think we should right now.
Yeah. He is not beaten in the main story. Just Lord English, aka Cowborn, just doesn't fucking die. There's a flash animation of an army of ghost trolls fighting against Lord English, and we never see the outcome of it. They win, create the frog, and enter their new universe, Universe C. Yeah, okay, so the rest of this will just be me going backtracking and explaining.
Whoa, okay, so wait, that was the end of the story, essentially? I know you're gonna go back and explain some things, but that was they create a C universe.
Yeah, Universe C, with the frog.
I thought there already was a frog universe.
No, they had like the DNA prepared. All the universes
They're
are
all
frogs.
frogs. Okay, what makes this frog universe special? C.
It was created in Universe B1, but they didn't have the proper way to initialize the universe, so they had to go to Universe B2.
Is it necessary for the universe to be a frog, or could it be another animal like a turtle?
It's always a frog.
Okay. Is the frog God?
Technically, they're all gods.
Okay.
The reason why the trolls are from Universe A2 instead of A1 is because the trolls from A1 failed the game and had to do the universe reset like the humans did. The only difference being is they didn't escape the reset, so the only versions of them that still exist are in the dream bubbles, which are ghosts of them.
Yes.
Okay. The reason why Jade Bloods are important to the Troll Society is that they take care of the Mother Grub, which is the, I don't want to explain the Mother Grub.
Look it up yourselves, people. At your own risk, I guess.
Yeah, no.
Is it what births them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's how, though, that is the problem here.
Well.
Okay. Trolls, humans, Dave's dad? No, that's not important.
Yeah, no, what about, I remember this. This is from, I'm like pulling a memory out from the back of my brain. Dave Pettisprite.
That is
Dave Pettisprite squared.
Dave Pettisprite.
I don't know how I have that information in my brain.
Okay, so the thing is, kernel sprites can be prototyped twice. It would basically be fusing two objects together. Dave, his first prototyping was a dead bird he accidentally stabbed. And so,
Accidentally stab a bird? How does that work?
well, he accidentally ejected his katana from his Silodex, which flew out of his Silodex and impaled the bird.
I think at this point I stop asking questions, honestly.
The Silodex is their inventory, like in the game.
Yeah.
And so he was feeling bad, so he threw it in.
Got it.
Okay, so originally he was gonna throw his brother's doll, a Little Hal, which is actually Lord English. I'm not into the kernel sprite.
Yeah.
But that's not good. A future version of Dave comes back to the past, tells Dave to save his friend from dying. Then the future version of him, since he can no longer go to the future, does a sick backflip into the kernel sprite and becomes half bird person. That is why we have Dave Sprite. Now, in Universe B2, Gamzee appears and starts selling the dead bodies of his friends that he's killed to the humans.
Wait, what is a Gansey?
Gamzee, he's one of the trolls, the purple one.
Okay, and why? What is the monetary value of a dead body? Why? Who's purchasing
Well,
that?
actually, he was selling them their blood,
The blood,
which is
okay.
different colors, and he was telling them they were magic potions.
Got it.
He threw the dead bodies into the Colonel Sprite, one of them being Nepeta, the olive blood troll, and she became a Nepeta Sprite, and she still had one prototyping left, which is when Dave Sprite comes in, the bird person. He touches her, and he gives her a handshake, she returns it, and that was enough to cause the prototyping, and he becomes Dave Petasprite Squared, the human bird cat troll person.
That's the one thing I remembered from like high school when you told me about this stuff.
The trolls are not raised by adult trolls. Instead, they're raised by wild animals. And all the adult trolls are shipped off planet to invade other planets.
You just reach a certain age and
Yeah.
you gotta go.
These wild animals are called the Lucis. Luci. Luci is like plural, I think. Pretty sure that's just Latin for animal, isn't it?
I don't know. Sus. Latin for pig is sus. That's the first word I saw.
Played.
Like a game. Or not like a game. Played as in being mocked, mimic.
Ridiculed.
Got it. Well, that doesn't sound like a loving animal that raises a child.
Not all of them are loving. Vriska's mother, a giant spider, had her kill other trolls and feed them to her. And, it was legal because she was killing, like, the lower bloods. Yeah, if you're born a lower blood, you have no right on Alternia. You're just cannon fodder at that point.
Okay, got any other stuff you want to wrap it up with? Important bits. Why people should read it. How. Where to start.
Just type in Homestuck into Google, and it'll bring you to MS Paint Adventures where you could read it. It's a very good story. It's the first act is the first few acts actually are kind of shitty. So you just get through that. Trust me, it's painless, it's quick, it's easy, it's an incredible story. For the rest of it, do not read the epilogues, they suck. Do not read Homestuck 2, it sucks. There's games you could play, Hive Swap, Friend Sim, and Pester Quest. All very fun. There's this fan game called Genesis Project where you make a human or troll and then you enter the game yourself and you have your own planet to explore and shit like that. It's very good, very cool. You should read it. Incredible music. Sit back down. Don't get up
I'm not
yet.
going anywhere.
Incredible music and flash animations. Toby Fox worked on it. Megalovania is in the webcomic. Yeah. Any questions you have, Roman?
Yeah, what's this about?
Oh, okay. So the main 12 characters, well, not the main 12 characters, the main 12 trolls, they each represent one of our 12 zodiacs, such as Cancer, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Leo, all that jazz. In Troll Society, each person have, I don't know if it's a rule or tradition, but all the trolls wear their symbol on their chest with their blood color on it, and the symbol is like unique to each person, which is what the extended zodiac is for. It's a little quiz you could take online to figure out your blood color, your symbol, whether your dream self would be on Prospit or Durst, and what your aspect is.
Thank you.
Not done yet. I forgot to mention Aradia, the Rust Blood player. Her class is the maid, and her aspect is time, so she's like, it's a punch, she's made up of time. She dies before the game begins, and she is a ghost whenever she starts playing it. Then she prototypes herself into her kernel sprite. Then her dream self dies on her like quest tomb, and causing her kernel sprite to turn into her god form. Yeah.
All right,
She was
everybody.
also a robot at some point. Now, I always have a final questions for the viewers.
Well, the original goal was to make this like an intro to Homestuck. Yeah,
I was
but
supposed to give a summary.
a non-spoiler one. But who cares at this point? We're here now. It's to be a nice refresher. Hopefully.
Yes. And question of the day. Did you like the epilogues? Does anybody like the epilogues? Tell me what you thought of the epilogues. I didn't like them.
All right, bye.
God, that was torture.